So basically, we can start the lecture. Basically, I am thought of teaching you the same modules used by University of Morat, same notes. So you get the similar concepts, and so my lectures anytime you can ask questions if you have anything, right?
Okay, sir.
I can see one raised hand. Is it a mistake or you want to ask something?
Oh, sorry, sir. It's my mistake. Sorry, sir.
Right. That's okay. So that's a good way. You can try various options. And what do you see now? Whole screen now, portion?
Portion. Before that, we saw only screen.
Which one is more clear?
Previous one. Now okay.
Anyway, these notes, let me show you learning outcomes. So basically, we are following the same lectures as University of Moratuwa, maybe call this distance learning modules, so that you'll be having same level of understanding. So learning outcomes, this first lecture is after completion of this lesson, you will be able to describe basic functions of an operating system, right? So we are going to learn what operating system and what are the basic functions of an operating system. In addition to the history of operating system, so as ICT students, you should know like basic history of operating system. So therefore, the lesson would enable you to describe basic functions of an operating system. List the functions of an operating system. Illustrate how operating systems evolve through the years. So your screen, what do you see now? Only this text. Oh, my video also, can you see?
Learning outcome.
No video.
No video. We can see text learning outcomes slide.
Yeah. So my video, you cannot see me now, no?
We can see.
Yes, sir. We can see both. We can
Now
see.
you can see. How about now? Still you can see both screens?
Yes.
Yes, sir. We can see both screen.
Mainly we can your slides and in small.
So what do you understand by a operating system? If someone asks, what is operating system? How do you answer? A computer, you know, there are hardware, no? Machine, your CPU, screen, keyboard, and all those things. So what do you think as operating system? What do you understand? Can anyone tell? So any of you can unmute and talk when I ask questions. Even this is online, I like to make it with live. Can anyone tell what do you understand by operating system?
Operating system is software.
Yes?
Operating system is a collection of software commands which cooperate between hardware and the users.
Good. It's a kind of software. So when first thing you you should get to your mind, it is not a hardware device. Okay. It's not something like your hard disk or mouse, or, right? So it's a software. The first thing you have to note that. Okay. So we are talking about software. So what's the difference between normal software and normal software? Means the application you are running. Like now we are running Zoom, right? So what's the difference between the normal software and the operating system? Now you know operating system is software. So what's the difference between application we are running and the operating system?
Your operating system manage whole computer system. Normal software also run inside the operating system. So operating system helps to run the software correctly.
Right. Operating system helps to run other software. Huh? So if you buy a computer without operating system, can you use the computer?
No.
No. So there you can get an idea. So what is operating system? So any program, any application we want to use in between our system hardware and our application, in between it's like an interface, no? So through operating system only we can access our various hardware devices. For example, if you want to print something, access printer. Still students are admitting now this session going to end in another 7 minutes because Zoom limitation, you know, we can have only 40 minutes. Now this session going to stop, but I want you to rejoin. I hope you can use the same link to rejoin. Okay, so don't wait. Maybe like now it is 25 to 30, this may get disconnect. Then again I give you 10 minutes break. Okay, so 2:40 I'm going to start the lecture. Before that you have to join it again. Okay, so don't wait, otherwise we cannot conduct the lecture. So all of you, when this is stopped, you can take like 10 minutes break, but after that don't wait, try to join quickly. Okay, so 2:40 we are going to start the next one. Now before that, have you emailed me your email, group email? Otherwise in case if I need to send you another link, I don't have your, probably I sent you one group email. Okay, I got one, right, I got the group emails. Thank you, someone has sent you. Right, in case if you cannot join the same link, I'll send you another link, but hopefully you should be able to join with the same link. Now, any more answers? What is operating system? Can you describe? So one way is supporting you to access whatever available in the computer, whatever available hardware. So what are the hardware we have? For example, our hard disk or memory. Or if you have connected something, maybe a flash drive or a printer, whatever devices you can access through the operating system, even your screen. So when I try to output something, so I can see on the screen. So again, it is unless operating system supports it, we cannot see. Simply we cannot use the computer. Or I would say without operating system, computer is a useless machine. Now, so one student just joined, so we are about to end this session. In 2-3 minutes, this will be end. Then you have to join again. Okay, so don't wait. Try to join quickly. So we are going to introduce what operating system, and we should know. We should have a feeling what we are talking about. So basically, operating system, as you mentioned, it is supporting other applications, or maybe if you want to write a program, again that interface also supported by it, right? There are many functions, but basic idea is without operating system, we can't use the computer. Even to boot your computer and set up, you need operating system. To use Windows, we need this Windows operating system, or maybe Linux or any other operating system, right? So when you buy a computer, you have to get operating system as well. But there are free operating systems. If you know, what do you call for those free operating systems?
Open source.
Can anyone name? So of course, Windows you have to pay a lot. These days it's more than 10,000 rupees you have to add operating system. I don't know exact price, but much higher amount.
Open source operating system?
Yes. What is it?
Open source operating system?
Open source software, right? Open source, it is free, right? And you get basically all the functions. Anyway, now we are going to end the lecture, and you have to rejoin within 10 minutes, okay? 2:40, I'm going to start the lecture again. This will stop automatically, and if you have any questions, you can ask during that. So come back in 10 minutes using the same thing. If you cannot log in, I'll send another one. And should manage which one to print first and so on, right? That is an example. So similarly, we have to manage all resources, all sort of resources. For example, which screen to display, because we have only one screen. So when you are running many applications, which one to display? Or using memory, we have limited memory. So which applications, how much we should allocate memory, and so on. So we have to manage. Right now we have about 30, right? So one thing is control the operation, whole operation controlled by operating system. Then it manage hardware resources and services to access these resources. not just accessing, but it's also important. Control with an effective manner. So commonly a computer system consists of five major components. So when you talk about computer system, there are five major systems. What are those? We need hardware, operating system. Then to run, we need system programs. Whatever we run known as application programs. Not only them, but also the user. So we are the users of computers, right? So without the user, computer cannot run its own. So five things, five major components of computer system. So when you say computer system, it consists including operating system, including hardware. If we consider only operating system, another it's only a software part. But computer system, we have these five things. So actual work is carried out by the hardware. So just to double check, when I highlight, can you see it? So actual work is carried out by the hardware, which includes, when we say hardware, what are the hardware devices? Memory, you know, memory chips. Then central processing unit is the processor itself. Then we have input and output devices. What are input and outputs? For example, our computer screen is the output. So from CPU side, we don't see what are available. So through screen, we can see something, right? Or our keyboard is the input device. Mouse is the input, like the inputs and outputs, right? Then operating system provides a set of services. So what are these services? Services to programs. So when we run programs, we need different services from the computer. So that services normally provided by operating system. And users, so we are using computers as users, we have to interact indirectly with the operating system through the programs. Okay. Then system programs. So system programs are different from your application programs. System programs provide a set of utility programs, which include with the operating system. So system programs comes with the operating system. Okay, they are not the applications we are installing. Why we need these system programs? To provide basic functions to the user, and finally applications. Application programs provide facility for user requirements. Okay, so you should know what system program is. It basically provide facility for user requirements. Okay, so they are also coming with operating system. Then what are the objectives of operating? So these are three main objectives. One is convenience, then the efficiency, then ability to evolve. So what do you understand by first one, convenience. Convenience. Operating system makes the computer more convenient to use. Convenient means easy to use. Pahasu. Convenience. Then, even it is easy to use, if it is not efficient, it's not that good. Right? Efficiency. The resources in the computer system can be used in an efficient manner with the help of operating system. So even we have huge hard disk, but if it is difficult to use, no point, right? So we need efficient manner of using it. Even other resources are like that. So efficiency. So operating system supposed to give us convenience, efficiency, and what is evolving, ability to evolve. You know this Darwin's theory, how human beings evolve. So evolving. Operating system is developed in such a way that it permits the effective development, because time to time various technical advancements will come. Perhaps you can remember a few years ago we didn't have hard disk in terabytes, right? We talk only in gigabytes, but now we are talking about terabytes. So operating system should support those. Even for this flash drives, pen drives, we had very small ones earlier, but now it's becoming huge. So those are some examples. Even various, for example, our CPUs getting better, new technologies, and whatever things they evolve. So operating system should support that. Okay. So it permits the effective development, testing, and introduction of new system functions without interfering with the services available. So these three more details are there. So if you consider convenience in detail, hardware and software used to provide applications to the user can be viewed in the following figure. Let's try to see the figure 1 on 1. So your whole computer system consists of computer hardware, operating system, the utilities, application programs. So normally we have end user. End user probably not familiar with details of computer. He or she is just using it only, right? For example, for a presentation, we may use PowerPoint. So when we are using PowerPoint for the presentation, we are like end user. But if you ask to develop slides for PowerPoint, then you become a program. Right? So when you write programs in your program languages, C++, Java or something, then you are a programmer. Once you write the program and run in the application, then you or another person can become end user to use it. So we have end users for application programs. Once we have applications, but programmers use utilities and operating system to develop their program. Then there's another question. Now, earlier we mentioned, you have mentioned operating system is again another program. So who would write the operating system program? So there are persons called operating system designer and programmers, right? So if you like, you can go into that site also, how to write an operating system. Right? So when we talk about operating system, we have to think ourselves as kind of operating system programmer, right? So you have to learn this subject in a way that you are going to write your own operating system. Huh? Like now Windows operating system, someone would write your own. For example, Nisal can write Nisal operating system next time. Possible. Like Linux and so on, and they are just different people wrote those programs. So operating the open systems software, you can easily develop your own programs because source codes are available. You can develop your programs on top of that. Okay. So basically, as ICT students, you should have knowledge about this complete thing, right? End users are just users. Programmer, as a programmer, you can develop programs or application programs, but you need operating system to use the computer hardware. You also can become an operating system programmer. So we are going to study this in that aspect, right? How to write our own operating system, then what kind of things you have to consider. Okay. So when we are writing an operating system, we have to keep in mind three things. What are the three things? Operating system should provide these three objectives: convenience, efficiency, ability to evolve. Otherwise, no one would use your operating system, right? So you have to claim, like if we are writing an operating system, for example, okay, my operating system which I have developed is more convenient than Windows, easy to use. Or this is much faster. Like when you run a 3D game, if it is slower, users are not happy. So if it is very efficient, they may like it. And also ability to evolve with the development of other technology, hardware and so on, it should support. Okay. So convenience is, it is mainly for the end user, right? End users and other users like application developments. So end user as well as other users of these applications do not concern with the details of the computer hardware. So when we are using an application, we don't worry about what is inside, what processor, what's the speed, what's the memory capacity, hard disk capacity. We don't care. As far as I can run my application, I'm happy. So operating system should support that aspect for the end user or other users, right? Therefore, end user view a computer system in terms of set of applications. Hence, an application programmer can be expressed as an application by using a programming language, right? So end user just using applications, but application programmer. So you all going to be probably application programmers as ICT students. Can be expressed as an application by using programming languages. That's why you have to learn programming languages also. Okay. The most important system program is the operating system. Now, when we talk about system programs, they are different from application programs. Okay. So system program is the can considered as operating system. So operating system also system program. As the operating system masks the detail of the hardware. So what is masking? These days we are also using masks. Yeah? So I just removed my mask. So what is mask? So now you can see, right? So this is the idea about masking. We are covering up, right? So operating system masks all details about hardware from us. We don't want to see how this computer cables connected, hard disk connected, and so on. So operating system take the responsibility of using the hardware. Okay. So masking. So it will mask the details of hardware or functionality of the hardware from the user or the programmer and provide a convenient interface. Okay. So now you get the idea about convenience. Okay. And if you have any questions up to now, if you have, you can just ask. Okay. If it is not clear, just ask questions. Then the next one is efficiency. The computer is a collection of resources which will be able to move, store, and process data and to control of these functions. As a result of this, operating system is responsible for managing these resources. So it has to manage so many resources. Operating system is also a set of computer programs. So as I mentioned, it is also a software when we talk about operating system. Also a set of computer programs. But the key difference between other programs and operating system, I asked that question. What's the difference between operating system program and other program? It is that operating system guide the processor. Operating system guide the processor in resource management and scheduling of other programs. So when you run other programs, operating system guide the processor and other resources how to support, implement those things. Okay. Therefore, operating system manages all the resources which attach to the computer and improves the efficiency of using the system. So that is where efficiency comes in. You have to manage those resources efficiently. Then they evolve. Due to different reasons, operating system evolve over time. Some of them are described here. So hardware upgrades plus the types of hardware. So time to time we get new hardware. Improvement of the hardware such as graphic terminals, our screens, affected the design of operating system, right? Then there can be new services in response to user demand or in response to the needs of system managers. Operating system extend to offer new services. Then there can be time to time you get fixes. If there are bugs, the operating system developers provide you fixes. Operating system faults are discovered over the time. When we are using only, we know this problem is there. Therefore, sometimes we get the patch to install, right? So therefore, these faults should be corrected. So that comes under evolve. Then let's see operating system functions. So what are the functions of operating system? There are two main functions are provided by the operating system. So following section describes it. One is as an extended machine. Right? So what is extension? Extend. With this functionality, the operating system is to present the user with the equivalent of an extended machine. Can someone give an example? So our virtual memory. So what is virtual memory? Can someone quickly tell? This is virtual machine, but I'm talking about virtual memory. So let's say we have 256 meg memory or 512 meg memory or 1 gig memory, right? So real hardware we have only that much. But when you are running, for example, 3D program, 3D movie or game, it needs memory about to run the program, maybe 4 gig memory. We have only 1 gig. So still there's a way to run this program. Even physically we don't have that much memory. We can use the virtual memory concept. Okay. So virtual means physically we don't have that, but we fake the computer, our application, to think like computer has that much. Okay. So there you get the idea about extended machine. So who is handling that? Operating system supposed to handle that. The second one is it is acting as a resource manager, right? So we have so many resources. What are the resources available? Can be memory, processors, disk, network interface, printers, and whatever you connect to computer. So operating system is supposed to manage all those, right? So you can try to read them leisurely. Anyway, it is acting as a resource manager. Okay. So operating system makes sure all the resources, such as all those things, systematically allocate among the programs. You may run so many programs at a time. So operating system is supposed to handle all resource allocation and management. So managing resources and shared among programs in two ways. It can be time shared or space shared. Okay. Time shared means, for example, CPU, we give different time slots for our programs. And space sharing, for example, hard disk space, you have to think about it. Okay, so we'll allocate the CPU for a specific time for a program, then to another. So that is where we get this multi-threading and so on, new concepts. How about space sharing, space multiplexing? Instead of taking turns by the users, each program gets a part of that resource. Like memory, we can allocate one part for one program. So it is not a time sharing. Sometimes we use combination of time and space sharing also. For space sharing, main memory is the resource that will be divided among several running programs. Okay. So several programs can be executed simultaneously at the same time within the system. Hence, the explained operating system will manage all the resources attached to the computer system in an effective manner. Okay. So those are the two main functions. One is it can act as extended memory. Second one is it act as a resource manager. Okay. Then this is a different topic, structure of an operating system. Task performed by of an operating system. So before I describe these things, we have another 5 minutes, nearly 5 minutes time, and after that we'll end today's lecture. So this will automatically get disconnected. I'll try to send these notes as well. So third topic is structure of an operating system. There we talk about different managements. So this can be divided into 4 areas. First one is process management. We'll learn it in detail later on what is process means. So basically it's an executing program we call process. Okay, it has its own code, data. So each program, it has own code and data for that program, and also allocated resources. Okay, so we have to manage those processes as operating system. Second one is we have to manage memory. Okay, as operating system. So we will talk these separately in our future lectures. Then file system, different files we have to manage as operating system. Then also device, different devices. So computer communicates information through its input and output devices. So how to manage those devices. So therefore, operating system will control devices mainly through their drivers. So each device, it has something called driver. Like printer, it has a printer driver. So there's a short activity you can do. Briefly describe the objectives and functions of an operating system. So that is to refresh what you have learned. Once you have finished your own writing, okay, answers are not here, but the notes you can check, and if you have any questions, you can ask from me. All right. And the history, I may leave it for you to read. How operating systems developed over the years, like 1945 when the computer introduced, up to 55. during that time there was no something called operating systems, because human beings have to handle all those things, right? You can sometimes see those in museums. Like those days, a computer is a huge room. Well, in one big hall, you have all those things, unlike today. Then 55 to 65, it has been evolved. Still persons trying to admit, I'm just about to finish the lecture. Anyway, so up to 1950-55 again, the basic level. Then how it's been developed, known as second generation, where we got the computers called mainframes. Still mainframes are used by big companies like banks, insurance corporations, and so on. Still, you can see them. So first operating system developed by IBM 1701 by GM, General Motors Laboratory. Then third generation and fourth generation up to 80s. So this is the basic summary. What is operating system? Its structure. We have discussed the objectives, functions, and the brief history. So this is your first lecture. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Right. Thank you all. We will see next week.